Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela O'Hare, your favorite Las Vegas realtor, and I have a special guest with me today. I have
Chris Chapman, buyer's agent for the Angela O'Hare real estate team.
You need to speak a little louder. You're so soft.
Chris Chapman!
Can you hear us? Everybody wave. And then I have
I'm Rob Howe, Rockstar Realtor. That makes me the realtor, and you the rock star.
You guys are talking so softly. Talk loud and scream.
I'm not talking softly. What is wrong with you?
So today we're going to be going over May 2022 numbers. And before we get started, Rob and I, we always like to talk. And Chris, we haven't had you since the last time, which was about 2 months ago. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Busy?
Closing and helping clients get into homes, and a few for this month, and then we have some for the future with new construction. So that's always exciting.
Definitely. And what about you?
Been busy, really busy. I've had some, busy with work and outside of work life.
Yes, we mustn't forget about our social life.
Yeah, it's been good. But,
Rob's winning tons of tennis matches. That's what he's referring to. Reading between the lines there.
That's part of it for sure. Yeah, a lot of tennis.
I don't know.
A trip to Minnesota.
Yeah, a trip to Minnesota. We have districts coming up next week,
That's
so
right.
we're
Starting Monday.
big tournament for all of us.
Sorry, Club Bridges and TPC, you're going down.
Yeah, I was doing 3 days a week, but now it's like I didn't go yesterday, and today I'm like, I don't know if I can handle it.
This is where if the rubber meets the road. If you're out there playing when we're at 108, 110 now, weather's getting real hot in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hot.
So I need to find another avenue of fitness, because now I can't even do my morning walks. And of course I do have a home gym in my office or in my room, but it's not the same as being out there in nature.
It is nice.
And
so just go out and battle it out it out late at night or later in the evening or early.
Does anyone have a pool I can come check out? I love to go swimming every day. Now that would be nice. That'd be the life. From 11 to 1, where's Angela O'Hare? She's in the pool, and she's not going to be getting out.
You can swim in my house. I'll leave the gate open.
Okay, cool. And you're close by.
Yeah, just up the street. But yeah, I've been getting out at like 7 in the morning. I finally found somebody to hit with. Parm was actually next to us working, even though his knee's a little hurt. He was nice. He was working out.
Well, I've been walking at 6 in the morning, and it's still
warm for you, huh?
Getting that sweat.
Yeah,
getting that sweat.
I'm wearing
you just gotta acclimate.
Just like a very minimal tank top and skirt, and I have people like doing doubles. Anyway, so let's get to the numbers. It's hot. Guys can go topless,
Ish.
Yeah.
A lot of the country clubs frown on that.
Well, I'm walking desert shores, so
yeah.
So when I'm walking desert shores, I'm just wearing a very small top crop.
It's just more scenery.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's just a beautiful neighborhood.
That's right.
So let's get into the numbers. Last month, Rob and I had a bet, but we're not going to go over the final.
Gonna hold them off.
We're going to hold off until we go over all the numbers, and then we're going to talk about who won the bet. Okay. Because I want to go over the numbers first, and that will lead into the bet. So it's going to be a full show of a lot of information. Not only are we going to go over numbers, but I do have some highlighted topics that I wanted to talk about, which again, obviously is interest rates and my thoughts on the market, which we may obviously, as we're talking, my thoughts may come intercede exactly. And then new construction, of course. Okay.
Awesome.
So let's get this beautiful slide.
Slid
it right on.
I slid it right in.
All right.
So last month, there were only 2,907 single family homes that sold in the month of May, which is actually down 3.1% from April and down 8.8% from May of 2021. Okay. So the sales were down last month.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Which is kind of shocking because inventory was increased, which we will go over in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the medium sales price for May or April was 375,000.
Yeah.
We actually had a $7,000 increase in median price, and it went to 482,000.
Yeah.
Which is actually, let's see, where am I at? 1.5% increase from April and up 25.2% from the prior year.
25%.
25% 1 year. So it's like roughly
Not bad,
100,000. Yeah, 100,000 pretty much in equity from the years past. So let's remove
Hope
this
you bought in 21.
and talk about the thoughts of the median price. As we had discussed last month, that we felt that the median price was going to increase because of the fact of residual people that went under contract in April before the interest rates started going higher.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. You had the train. It was going to, it doesn't just come to a stop immediately, right?
Right.
So it's not quite at the station. It's pulling in. There's people unloading. And that's when we actually have to stop. Will we have it next month? We'll talk about that, of course.
No, we can talk about that now, actually.
But
what are your thoughts on for next month?
Well, I mean, I think it's clear what we're seeing. The trend is that even though we're still, it's like if you actually
we're chugging along.
Yeah, if you jump off the ground, right, the point where you peak is actually you start slowing down right before you peak. So that's what we're doing. We're hitting our peak. And we're slowing down as we're hitting it. And then the question is, do we come down off of that? Now, I think that would take some time to see the market come down. But what it means is that we're plateauing. That's what it means.
Right. And there I have some insight on how I feel the numbers are going to start trending.
Yeah.
But I still feel that for the month of June, we will see a slight increase in median price again because of the same situation for May, where there was a trickling effect of homes going under the market. There was still some high activity with multiple offers.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
I don't think it's going to be, like I have been saying, 10, maybe 5,000, 3,000 to 5,000 increase.
Yeah, we'll have to make a new bet after we disclose what our last bet was, because I think we're going to have some differing opinions a little bit, just slightly maybe.
Right.
So that'll be fun.
Right.
So stay tuned for that.
Any thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, the numbers are amazing. It's down as far as homes closing 9% to last year, but the median price is going up. And we saw the year over 25%. And my experience is that there's still plenty of buyers out there, but they're being a little bit more cautious. And some buyers, because of the interest rate, they're on hold.
Right.
Yep.
So there's still buyers out there.
Yeah.
They want to buy, but
that's a good assessment. And I think that this has a lot to do with where we're at. We're in Las Vegas, where we're a landing spot for a lot of people.
Right.
So some of these higher market, higher price markets, higher, just cost of living markets are where people are leaving, and they're having trouble leaving right now because that's hit them a little bit harder. Everything we're talking about selling property, well, what we could get into talking about, which is properties going on the market and having some list price reductions, that's been happening stronger in like places like California.
It's a domino effect. When one market is starting to slow down, they can't sell and they want to come here, but they can't, so
they want to come. They're going
to
come. It's just they're slowed up at the station a little bit. So that's what we're seeing. And I think it's a good point to make that there are buyers. They are more finicky. They are definitely understanding that before they were coming in and paying above appraisal and saying, we'll throw down some cash. Right. Now, if you just got pinched on your interest rate, which, by the way, if everybody doesn't know, that was for that short of a time increase interest rate, it's been 100 years since we've had that kind of rapid movement.
Right.
Okay. So it's still not a high interest rate, but it was shocking to people. Right.
Right.
So
a 3%
they're hearing, they're hearing 2 and 3%, which is not even close to being realistic. That's a in the pandemic interest rate, but that sounds so wonderful. That's like free money. Right, what are you telling me now? It's 5.
I know you can't go.
Now it's 5 plus.
Right? 5 and like compared to 2.5,
So now you don't have the cash to do over appraisal, or at least you're going to be more stingy about that, which rightfully so. And maybe some of these people are choosing to do what we've talked about before, which is buy down their rate. Yeah. So they're using that money to do so they can still get a pretty good rate. But all of that means that they're going to be they're going to be looking for deals. I think that's been the buyer trend.
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll go into more detail about that as what our food for thought is after all the numbers. I mean, obviously we'll go as we go, but
as a buyer's agent, if you want me to hit this number of your listing, then you better be giving me X, Y, and Z to go along with that.
Exactly. And I think that's, we could definitely talk about from both ends of the spectrum, where sellers need to be thinking and where buyers can be thinking now, which I think we've alluded to where buyers can be thinking, which is they can be thinking they can, deal a little bit more. You better be careful a little bit, because if you got a really, really great property, it's still going to be sought after.
Right.
But if you might see one that's hanging around a little bit, maybe you can go in and ask for some closing costs and beat them up a little bit. Sellers, you got to, you want to avoid that. You want to make sure you sell your house.
Don't list too high.
Yes. Don't be the ones that are reducing your price, So, and there's been many price reductions. We could probably go over that too.
Yeah. Well, let's finish up the median price. So I also wanted to bring up, which I have in the last few videos, the median price on condos and townhomes. And they actually had a huge uptick. They went from 275,000 in the month of April to 285,000 for May, which the month before they had a slight increase. So they had a 3.6% increase from prior month and a 39% increase from prior year. So they had a much higher increase in median price compared to single family homes.
Yep. Nice. And considering that's a smaller price, it's a larger percentage, right?
Right.
So it's a big jump.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's a huge jump. All right. So now I want to go over briefly the luxury market, like I always like to. And there were 167 homes that sold in the month of April that were $1 million and over. However, and then let's see, sold in April compared to I guess, wait a minute.
April of 21.
This is wrong. So 167 homes sold in May of $1 million and over, which compared to April's 197. So there were a 30 home decrease in luxury homes sold for the month of May compared to April. But the median price went from 1.3 million in April to May.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there you go. You guys read it. I can't read my own thing.
And in April, that number was 1.4.
Right.
So 100,000 decrease
in median price.
This is something to pay attention to.
Yes.
Because this is where I believe we're starting to see the chipping away, if you will. This
big
market.
News. Big news right here.
This market is where you're getting affected the most.
Right.
First and foremost.
And once was a luxury home, which we consider luxury homes $1 million and over. Those are going to start going back to the other spectrum.
Especially if they were right on that.
Right. And they're on that cusp. They're going to start going back to not being considered a luxury home. So this number actually is going to be a number to look out for.
This is where we're seeing the price reductions by far, $1 million plus. I mean, you got to remember, like if somebody was getting a loan, and they were at 3.5 interest rate before, then suddenly they're at 5 and change. They may have been at 1.5 and then just got knocked down to 1.4, 1.3 and a half or something.
Right.
Amount that they can buy. And, again, when you're seeing a little bit more hang around, then you can go in and either be more patient, which I think definitely the trend has always been in the luxury market. The buyers are more patient. They're looking for that one property that really suits them. And so we're getting back to, I think, a more traditional. It's not as if the sky is falling. We're just seeing a little bit more. And so
getting back to the reality of, a house is on the market for a month. Normal.
I mean, luxury, you're looking at a lot of times it used to be, you could be 30 to 90 days at least waiting for,
which is a normal market for luxury.
Right. And so that might be, certainly we're going to see that area have changes the most.
Right. Yes, for sure. So now we're going to
what we got, market trends.
Yeah, so now we got the number of new listings. So this is an interesting number. So for the month of May, we had 4,033 new listings, which is up 10% from April and also up 8.1% from the year before. So that's huge. I've never seen over 4,000 new listings in 1 month or in a long time.
So
I shouldn't say never. I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, I probably, here's what, you weren't, we haven't had this kind of onload without an offload for a while.
Right. You would think, yes, we have been so tight with our inventory the last 2 years that this huge offload, right, is kind of a sign to me to expect more of that. But I don't understand why more listings are coming on the market if the sellers aren't making much. Oh, my thought on that is investors.
You think some investors are getting in trying to cash out?
The offer pad people and all that, they're trying to at least kind of liquidate.
They're part of it.
Yeah, part of it. And then the other folks that don't want to miss this train that we're talking about. Let me slip right in here before.
So I was absolutely going to key in on that, Chris, because I think that there's a natural thing that people will do, which is they don't want to miss that train, and they don't want to be the last one to get the best, the historic best price. So
yeah, but that train or that ship had sailed 2 months ago.
Well, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. A lot of people, like even people who think that they're pretty up on the real estate market, aren't going to be where we are. And this is why people should be paying attention to our show and our channels separately or whatnot, because we're seeing it from the ground level, and we are raising red flags when we see them, right? They may not know. I try to tell my clients, hey, you got to get this ball rolling. And they've got all these plans, and they're like, oh, but we're going to have Jenny over for the,
graduation.
We're going to do it. It's like, okay, but it's coming. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
So now people are like, oh, we better hurry up and get this done. And it's just a natural thing that around this time of year, we're going to have more listings go on the market. I think there's some disbelief in people that this historic market, it would start coming to an end,
right?
That we'd have these changes. So,
I had a great experience of a listing that I had coming soon, and now it's off the market before actually above list.
Yeah,
before it even got on.
Yeah, that's
one of the reasons because I priced it accordingly.
Is exactly
priced it accordingly. Yeah, and it went for number. Client's super happy.
Didn't have to show the house.
Have to show the house.
Absolutely. I sold a condo before we even hit the market. I was going up an elevator, and I saw an agent with a sheet showing her clients, and I said, hey, I'm going up here to check out my new listing. Anyway, sold it. So, but either way, it was because I had a reasonable seller and a seller that understood. I'm still going to get the max if I price it at that point. Right. Now, if I try to go above and try to get the next highest price,
get greedy.
This is where you're going to have a problem. Right. I'm going to try to get the next new historic price. Mm-hmm. Well, you better have something that's really, really good. Right. You can't have something that there's others that people will choose over yours.
Right, and you have a prime example of couple of your listings that were priced extremely high, and it's been on the market how many months now?
Yeah, they were priced high, and I've got two that just hit the 2-month mark. One that I think is going to get done finally, but it had a extenuating circumstance on that one that's a little interesting. But this was caught right in the whirlwind of the changes in the above of the million mark.
Right. But I think if you would have priced it right to begin with, that home would have been sold by now.
Maybe one of them for sure.
In Reverence.
That one is the one is a maybe actually.
Really?
Because Reverence has been a market that has multiple properties that have been coming on since we've listed.
Right. And they've been selling though, right?
They have been. Some of them, the smaller ones haven't. And so. Ours is for the right buyer, and I think we have the right.
Yeah, but don't you think you priced that like at least 300,000 over? Too much?
Yeah, that was priced. So look, at the time, you had others that were selling at that price,
right?
So they thought they could do the same.
Right.
Oops.
The most important tip for any seller is listen to an experienced listing agent when it comes to pricing. Our goal is, yes, we want to get that high number for you. But the trick to it is pricing it at or below market value, because then you're creating interest, you're creating multiple offers, and more than likely you're going to sell it for that higher price point that you wanted. Yeah. Once you start pricing it super high, it sits on the market for a long time. It starts to have a stigma on it, that people think there's something wrong with it. Why isn't it selling? You've had multiple price decreases. It's been on the market for 2 months. I'm coming in, Joe Schmo. I'm going to offer you 900,000. You have it at 1.1, but you know what? You've had it on the market for 60 days. So
and when you look at the Zestimate, that's not gospel. Don't just go with the high end of the Zestimate and think, oh, that's what we're going to list for and get it.
The point is, or the tip is, listen to your real estate agent and their expertise, because we live this day in and day out, right?
Absolutely.
We know the tricks.
And listen, sometimes as agents, we're going to take a listing and say to our clients, hey, your call, you tell me where you want it, as long as it's not completely. And at the time, I didn't think, even though it was a high price, I didn't think we couldn't get it done.
Right.
And then the market really rapidly changed. But to their credit, my clients have adjusted, and we are the best priced property in Reverence right in this moment. We're going to get it done.
Yes,
correct.
It'll happen.
If you're looking for a beautiful 1-story in Reverence,
thank you,
Rockstar Realtor. He's the one to call.
I got a bunch coming on too. Lots coming on.
All right, so then that brings us to the available homes. Let me just find that on the sheet. There were a total of 3,570 single-family houses listed without offers at the end of May. In April, that number was 2,441, which is up 46.3% from the prior month, and 75.8% from the prior year.
Mm-hmm.
So we had more listings that came on the market. Our sales were down because
not chewing up the
listings aren't getting eaten up.
Yeah.
So that caused the available of listings to increase tremendously because the new listings weren't getting gobbled up.
Yes, everything you said. And now the only thing I'm going to, because it sounds like, to somebody who might be a buyer, oh, great. I'm going to go in there and beat everybody up. Here's the deal. Yes, you have an opportunity, and especially, we're going to get into rates and things, but here's the thing, 3,500 or 3,570.
Yeah.
Still very low inventory. Still very
considering
low.
a city that has 11, over 2 million people.
10 to 11,000.
Really? I've never seen that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the 6 years that I've been in real estate.
Yeah. That's about where we would normally be when you.
Maybe that was when the whole, was going like this.
No, it was in an up market, 11,000. You'd have.
I've always seen like 4, 6, maybe since I've been in real estate. I've never seen it that high.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Well, guess what's coming? Guess what's coming?
That's another side bet that you guys can.
I'll put my money on when that'll happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys have been very quiet today. We love interaction. Please comment on your thoughts of what's going on with the real estate market. If you're not from Vegas and you are thinking about buying in Vegas, what are your observations? Yeah. If you're a seller, we'd like to know what you guys are observing.
What's happening?
Francine, we see your comment there. You definitely want to know what's going on. Are we providing you enough information and content of what you are looking for specifically?
She said she wanted to know now.
Yeah.
Well, that was at 10:25.
What's happening in your markets? We want to hear. What are you frustrated with? Is there anything frustrating?
What are you experiencing?
Things going well. We want to hear it.
All righty. So we're almost done with the numbers, and then we're going to talk in depth and analyze what we went over. Mm-hmm. So the months of supply went from, I think it was 0.8 months last month to 1.2 months of inventory, which is up 51% from April and up 92.8% from the prior year. Yeah, so we were at 0.8. So last year, we were super anemic. We were at 0.5 months, 0.4. I mean, we were very, very anemic. Yep. Now the trend is we're starting to fatten up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Still historically low. But,
But
we are definitely trending the other way.
Right. And, months of supply is a key indicator of what type of market it is. Is it a seller's market or is it a buyer's market? Mm-hmm. It won't be a true buyer's market until we hit over 6 months of inventory. I have not seen that since I've been in real estate.
That's probably why you haven't seen that 10,000 mark. Because think about the number 35, and then you times it and you put 6 months.
Right.
What does that mean? Right. We're at 1.2 months. What does 6 months look like?
Right? Exactly.
So
exactly.
it looks a lot more.
Well, I think the reason you saw that though was during your days of SEO and bank-owned properties.
Well, it doesn't go back that far.
You don't think?
No.
Well, I know since 2016 I haven't seen it.
It definitely was more buyer's markets, but it was still a trending up market, even though it was a buyer market.
Right.
So
yeah, we've been trending up since the big crash, and it's taking us a very long time to get to where we are. Of course, the last 2 years has been put on fast forward extremely, but that's across the country.
Yeah.
And it's all on, I mean, I blame it all on COVID.
Yeah. Well, certainly that
was a key factor.
Yeah.
All right, so let's finish up the numbers then. 88.6% of the closings for the month of May was on the market 30 days or less. In April, this number was 87.2%, and in May of 2021, it was 86.9%. So there's still homes that are going on the market are being sold within 30 days. So I never understand this number. Why does it reflect such high sales within the first 30 days if the number of inventory increased? Why is it still they're selling within 30 days?
Well, because the metric is 30 days. So, and we're beating that metric even right now. Most of the properties are coming on and off before 30 days.
Right.
So that's really what that means.
Okay.
Is that, at 30 days is a long time for like properties that are like 400,000. Right?
Yeah. In the beginning of spring, homes were on the market for 3-4 days, one weekend, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Now, once it's on the market for over a week or even 2 weeks now, it's like, it's old news.
Yeah.
Right.
It's starting to get like heart palpitations for the listing agent.
Yeah. That's the only
the buyers
reason.
are asking, what's wrong with this house?
Yeah. No,
why is it sold in 2 weeks?
I think that's where we're going to be. And when I would list prior to even 2019 or 2020 for sure, my goal was to always get it done within 2 weeks.
Right.
Sometimes most of the time we would hit that mark. Sometimes it would go a little bit over, depending on where we were priced and whatnot.
It's tough.
And 30 days, we got to average in some of those luxury market homes that are going to be 30 days is a short time for some of them.
True.
So
true.
Yeah.
So then I wrote, the slowdown in sales and an increase in our housing inventory are signs that the Las Vegas real estate market may be starting to cool down.
It is.
Or is. So
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe signs. It is signs that the market's
relative,
starting to.
and I think that this is across the board right now.
Yes. Yeah. So that is it for numbers. I'm surprised you guys are super quiet, but that's okay. We're just going to cruise through our market update. Now we're going to get to Rob and Ange's bets.
Yep.
Bets. We had 3 bets last month. Okay.
Exciting.
Yes. And the winner the loser has to take the winner out to lunch. Right?
3? Are you getting three lunches?
Don't say anything yet. Let's go over the numbers. All right.
Who won?
All right. Who won? All right. So our first bet was on medium sales price. Rob said that the medium sales was going to increase by 5,000 this month or for May. I said 10,000. It actually increased by 7,000. So technically, Rob was the closest to 7,000. So he won the bet.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a little lucky because
that's kind of in the middle there.
Yeah. Anytime it kind of like lands on a not round number.
Well, if it was 7.5, then it would be kind of in the middle and it would be a push.
Yeah.
But so technically it's pretty close.
I would give it to you on that point.
All right. Well, then our next bet was homes that stayed on the market without offers. Rob said 3,000. Ange said 2,600. And that number was 3,570. So Rob was the clear winner on that one. He was the closest one to that. I just didn't think lunch. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Well,
I was way off.
And if I really thought about what it meant to, like when we get to the next number, I would have realized it would have been more than the number I've said because it had to be in order for the next number to make sense.
No, your number was actually in line with almost what your next prediction was. So the next prediction was the months of supply. Rob said 1.2 months of supply. Ange said 1 month of supply because it was at 0.8, because mine was going in line with the number without offers. So it was correlating together. And of course, who do you think won?
Hi.
Rob won.
I think that one.
He was the clear winner. He hit it on the button.
3-point shot.
Yeah,
right
it was
there.
a 3-point shot. He hit
Steph
it
Curry.
right on the nose. 1.2 months. And I was completely, my intuition was like, what's going on, Ange? Oh,
Well, I could really feel what was happening.
yeah,
at
you
that
were
time.
with it.
And I feel the same right now. So watch out, because whatever bets we make now, I'm looking like I got some good info.
All right. Well,
Nostradamus.
Rob
Vegas real
It's
estate.
called prognostication, man.
Yes.
so would you guys like us to make another bet?
Yeah, I think so.
All
They're
right.
quiet, but they want to.
I don't even know where to begin anymore. My antenna's like gone. Angela's on vacation.
So we can do. What were we talking about?
All right.
Where is your next vacation spot, by the way?
No, I mean mentally on vacation.
Summer.
She's still working
Summer
on the mental
slumber.
vacation.
I'm on the mental
There you go.
vacation. All right. So, well, median price, as I predicted earlier, I said probably not as drastic as it was. There's still going to be a slight increase because of the residual hangover. I'm thinking maybe 3,000 to 5,000. So I'll just go with 5,000 increase in median price for the month of June.
Okay.
All right. So
Chris,
let's write
what do
this
you
down.
think?
I'm gonna say 2,500.
So you're going. You're
Oh,
doing the,
hold on. All right.
He's doing the old.
He's the Price is Right.
Price
Price
is
is
right.
Right, yeah.
We'll just go right under.
Median. Median.
I'm gonna go $1.
And
There you go. Boom.
what did I say? 5K.
Bob Barker.
Chris says 2,500.
Who is it now? Drew Carey?
And
I haven't watched it in so long.
Rob says what? What do
I'm
you
gonna
say?
say $1.
Rob
Basically
says
zero. I'd say
$1.
flat.
Flat. Okay.
I'd say it stays flat. I don't think we'll reverse yet, but flat.
All right. So homes without offers.
Should we do the third question first and come back to the second?
Oh, well, okay.
Because they just go hand in hand.
Well, the without the offers always goes first.
Okay.
Months of supply. So right now, currently, we are at 3,500 without offers.
35.70.
So I went first. Let's say Rob goes first this time. What's your prediction on that one?
I think we're gonna be close to 5. I'm gonna go 4,800.
4,800. Okay.
Yeah, I mean maybe I should actually put 5,000. Go 5,000.
And
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Chris, Rob. 5K. All right, Chris.
I'm gonna say 5,500.
It doesn't need
Price
the,
is Right.
it doesn't need the dollar sign on this one.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. So used to doing 5K. All right, so Chris says 5,500.
You're just going. You're doing the Price is Right on me. He's gonna end up being right. You watch.
All right, so let me think about this. We went to 3,500, 3,600. That's 1,000 increase. I'm going to say 4,500.
Okay.
Going under.
So we got, I'm doing the under, Chris is doing the over, and Rob is staying at 5K. So then that brings us to the months of
Can I change
supply.
my answer to 6K?
No, this is it. All right, now months of supply. Chris gets to go first on this one.
Can you scroll up for a second?
Yeah, let me just write and
Oh, come on,
Chris,
Okay.
Rob. It's
We're
at 1.2.
right now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be at 1.5.
You say
1.5.
1.5?
Okay.
All right.
Nice little conservative number.
Then I'll go.
That doesn't match your number that you. All right.
He'll learn. All right, let me think about this.
He'll learn.
He'll learn.
She's
All right.
like, I had to learn.
He'll learn. All right. So I said 4,500, which is
Second.
1,000
This is a real
more.
game show. I can still change my answer. She hasn't answered yet.
Oh man, no.
I'm going to say 2 months of
2 months.
supply.
See?
2 months. Okay.
All right.
And here I am
It's
because
you.
it's not going to match my number. Well, it actually will closer match my number. No, it's gonna 2.5 months.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm going
2.5.
to 2.5 months.
Okay, folks, you heard it here.
I know that if I have to do the math in my head and it's not working out, but
Yeah.
either way, that's where I'm going to be.
All right. So to surmise our bet, so let's actually sweeten the pot or the kitty or whatever.
Sweeten the kitty.
Sweeten the kitty. Our bet. What kind of bet are we gonna? Lunch is what's lunch?
Yeah. I don't know. North Italia lunch is pretty good.
It's expensive too.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of lunch,
Rob knows where he's going now.
What are you doing after this? Do
Um,
you have an appointment?
Not going to McDonald's.
no, I have some work. I can eat. I have to eat.
I owe
so-
you a lunch.
Okay, we can do lunch.
Okay. All right. I was thinking $100.
All right, let's drop it.
Wow, big spenders.
Are you in for the $100?
I'm in.
All right. $100. I'm gonna put $100
We
right
already have
here.
500 writing on our
Well, I mean,
district.
a lunch alone is
Sword
like
over nationals.
over 50, 60 bucks anyway. I mean,
We got to figure out
Pretty
tiebreakers too, because we do have. I think it could possibly be a
tiebreaker.
weird. I mean, maybe not. Maybe
Well, you know what? We'll figure out the logistics
there's only 3
later
answers,
because we don't
so
want
there
to.
shouldn't be any
We don't
tiebreaks.
want to, tie
It's
up
2 out of
because we
3.
still have whatever. But here's the surmise, the bet. The medium price, Ange says it's going to increase by $5K. Chris says 2,500. Rob says it's going to maintain where it's at right now at 382,000. Then homes without offers, Ange says 4,500. Chris says 5,500, and Rob says 5,000.
Mhm.
And then months of supply, Ange says 2 months. Chris says 1.5 months, and Rob says 2.5 months. So you heard it here, folks. It's a $100 bet. Come back next month to see who wins, right?
Yeah,
All right. So then
I'd like to
let's.
see who's eating good.
that's right.
All right. Now I wanted to talk about,
Interest.
we're always
People
going to be
have
talking about
interest.
interest rates, but as of now, as of last week, the average rate of a 30-year home loan was at 5.09%,
Mhm.
which is up 2.99% from a year ago, according to Freddie Mac.
Okay, and that's actually it can't be 2.99%. It's up. It's actually up nearly.
Dude,
double.
I'm just going over what the paper says. You can't question what
All right.
people are saying. No, I'm just kidding.
2.99
Percent
points. Yes,
Right.
that's what it is.
Well, no, it's a 2.99%. Well, yeah,
it
point
wouldn't be
increase.
because it's like almost 50%.
So maybe it's not a
increase.
percent. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Because it was almost 3%.
It's probably like 40 some.
It was at
percent.
2.8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot.
Got it.
It's gone up a lot, basically.
All right. So heading into the summer,
Just like gas. Boo. All right. Sorry.
Time to invest in the Tesla.
I don't know.
Just gonna wrap my head around
You
it.
should have watched our last show.
If you're not in the if as long as you're not in these really snowy areas, did you hear about the people that had the Teslas that were caught on that road last winter?
No.
They had to go knock on other people's windows to like let them into their gas powered cars so they could have heat. Oh God, that's
Yeah.
horrible.
Well,
So,
thank goodness we live in Las Vegas. So
Yeah.
there's plenty of.
Yeah, but the heat.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm worried about is the actual battery. Like,
Yeah.
how
thank
long is that
you.
going to last?
there is no perfect answer.
There's no perfect answer.
hybrid. Go hybrid.
Hybrid.
yeah.
Gas prices
what I
are through
did.
the roof. And you can blame it on Biden, but ultimately everywhere, it's the same thing because of Russia's war, but I'm not going to get political here. And heading into the summer, the potential home buyer pool has shrunk, supply is on the rise, and the housing market is normalizing. This is a welcome news for, for the less tightness that we've had for the last couple of years. So with that being said, inventory is not shrinking, it's increasing.
Mhm.
So buyers that were now, a lot of these buyers are waiting to see what's going to happen.
Mhm.
A lot of these people say it's going to crash, everything's going to fall apart. But honestly, my thoughts were it wasn't going to because the inventory was so tight. But after going over last month's number, with those inventory numbers keep on increasing like that, this is going to paint a different picture.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I'm going to talk all about it in my next Rob Notification. But crash? That's the big question. Not, it's good. Look, this isn't going to happen overnight. Everything is going to take time, whatever the results ultimately are. They're not just going to we're not going to wake up one day. even 2008 recession the bottom was finally in late 11, early 12. That was the
3
V.
years.
It took a long time for that to really full expression. So whatever is happening next, especially when everybody's saying crash, that's almost when I think it's not going to crash, because it's like, dude, we're not that smart. And, so do I think things are going to definitely change, get easier for buyers as far as inventory is concerned? Without a doubt. I actually think we're in this great zone right now where interest rates, they're going to have a hard time pushing them up. And I'm going to talk a lot about this on my channel, but they're going to have a hard time pushing them up because of the pressure that the gas prices have been putting on the market. And this gets into a big overall overarching view of things. But so if you're a buyer, interest rates may not get much better than they are right now. You can't wait for better interest rates.
Or much higher.
Yeah. They're not going to get
lower.
Better. Right. So if I'm a buyer and I really need to make this move, so you still have especially if you're a seller and buyer, still have a great opportunity to get in on the highs of the market, really sell your house at the last, right around the last highest price that people are selling at, and get in while their interest rate doesn't get higher, because they're going to have to make them higher. Now, they're not going to be able to be as aggressive, so you have a little time there. Maybe they'll only do a quarter point movement next. So that's what I'm thinking.
It hasn't increased much from last month.
What would be your advice to somebody that is a seller, they sell their home and they really just want new construction?
The beauty of new
do you think that new construction will slightly actually lower their prices? Because we know that the folks selling new homes
they want to
in West Summerlin in December, the price now is $300,000 more than what it was in December. So are we're
going to get into new construction in a minute.
Oh, good.
We'll go over that.
I just want to say this about new construction, but about interest rates,
right?
Because I did say this in my last video, which is that some of these builders are offering locked-in rates.
That's what I have right here.
Okay. Okay, good. We got it in there.
I got it in there.
So it just happens to be about interest rates.
Right.
So I think
the builders are, yes, if you use, we might as well just go ahead and, I can talk about my observations in a minute. But, obviously new construction is seeing a decrease in sales from year over year. It's not, it's tied into what's going on with the interest rates. But the nice thing is a lot of these builders are, like Rob said, offering a interest rate lock for the whole time the house is being built,
or for a year. I think
for a year, right? But you have to use their in-house lender. Now, the caveat or the catch is, what happens if the interest rate decreases? It is harder once you lock in that rate lock to adjust it once it's actually
you're stuck.
Once it gets closer,
I think you're taking a good bet.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, no one can predict what the interest rates are going to be from a year from now.
Yeah. And there's a chance that they have to ease them up, but I really wouldn't bet on that.
Right.
If I was a betting person, I'd be going in, locking that rate and saying, all right, this is what I got. I mean, look, if it goes down a little bit, oh, well, you missed out on a little bit. You still sold your house at a historic price.
As for pricing, I don't think that the builders will decrease the prices as drastic as if resale would happen.
Nope.
What they're doing now, which is they're starting to offer better incentives to realtors.
There it is. The sun is coming out of the clouds.
The ones that had said poo-pooed on, I'm not giving any co-op, are starting to come back. Some are offering 3%, some are offering 4%, some are offering some major incentives. Now, this would be the time to buy new construction, because they may start offering better incentives.
Boom, boom.
Not only using their, sorry, I need to cross my legs. I can't cross my legs with two guys. Not only are they offering incentives when you use their in-house lender, they may offer incentives for additional closing costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing 7,000.
They're going to be dangling some carrots.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
that's what they do.
And then they may not be having, as builders, as every time they have a lot release, they increase the prices. Everything keeps on going up. We may not see that anymore.
No. But we're getting to the reason why they were so aggressive about doing that because they're going to take it while they can.
Well, and not only that, the cost of everything has gone up astronomically.
Mhm.
Like lumber, everything is back ordered, supply chain issues.
Which is to our point why we don't think the prices will come down. Unfortunately,
Right. The prices won't come down because of the supply chain issues, and they still have tons of homes to build.
Yeah, they're going to hold that dam up as much.
And you know, when you buy new construction, you can never ever negotiate on price. Hardly ever. I mean, not now in this market. Maybe when it's a different market, but
they're in the past. There were builders, and not all of them that would do this, but some of them would say, "Well, make us an offer."
Right.
And then they would actually negotiate. D.R. Horton was actually well known for doing that.
Yeah.
Or a home would fall out escrow.
Yeah.
You might be able to get it for
$30K
less.
Oftentimes on those standing inventories, which we haven't seen at all for a while, they would do that. Yeah. Might come back.
Really quick, just the monthly sales tally for April was the lowest in 2022 for leaving builder sales totals this year through April down 18% for the same time in the 4-month span of last year. So the sales are down for new construction, but I learned something new. I learned something about the difference between a condo and a townhome.
Oh,
do you know what the difference is between the two? Because it seems like a lot of these builders use them interchangeably.
Don't
read my note.
I should know this, and I'm not reading your
one.
note.
You have to take care of the whole structure of the house, and the other you don't.
I think it's basically townhomes are limited on how many they can attach together, and really you can only have one adjoining wall on a townhome. That's every townhome I've ever seen. That's what they are.
Well,
what is the designation?
Would you consider? Do you know Highline 1 by Lennar Homes over there in Summerlin? Have you seen them?
Yeah.
What do they look like to you?
Condos, probably, right?
What do they look like to you?
Condos.
Well, all right. That's a bad example. All right. So basically, a townhome has a little land to it. You have a yard.
Okay.
Attached to another house.
Okay.
A condo could look like a townhome, but you don't own any of the land on it besides your house on that land.
You only own the interior square footage.
Right.
You don't have any exterior lot. You don't have a lot.
Right. So I've always been confused. To me, a condo looks like an apartment, a glorified apartment, and a townhome looks like a house that looks attached like a house. But here in Nevada, a townhome.
They're blurring some lines on the townhome.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go over that.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
What about the affinities that are?
Those are condos.
Right.
Okay.
They have a little yard.
There's a courtyard that's still part of their property.
Yeah.
So
they don't really have.
Yeah.
Well,
some of the homes in Affinity are townhomes, and some of them are condos.
Yeah.
Right.
But Trilogy, all the homes in Trilogy are considered condos, even the ones that look like townhomes.
Yeah. Well, because they just have like a balcony, right? They don't have a yard. So,
exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So something educational that I did not know about, but my lender, because I had a client that was buying a home, to me looked like a townhome. The listing agent didn't call it a townhome, but it was actually a condo VA buyer.
Couldn't do it.
So yeah. So, and then she told me, well, he's going to go conventional 5%, but still now he has to put money down instead of utilizing the VA loan.
Mm-hmm. Bummer.
All right. So food for thought are my observations are: 1, homes are staying on the market longer. 2, you're seeing price decreases. And 3, listing agents, there's more, and 3, listing agents are getting desperate. I am getting emails after emails for reverse prospecting, texts. Hey, I saw your buyer like this home. Yep. We have an open house, or we just had a price decrease. I'm like, did I give you authorization to text me?
Or email me?
Or email me?
If you're in that MLS list, or
I got to make sure that I check off no for reverse prospecting. So
I just get emails. It doesn't bother me.
Well, before, when I would see a house, rarely did I get feedback requests from agents, and that's another thing I'm seeing a lot of. Like, would you think? Well, when it's a hot market, it's like it's with multiple offers.
I have it set there. I want that.
That's on if they do showing time. Yes, I have that automatic, but I won't go out and text somebody and say, hey, what'd you think of my listing?
Oh no, absolutely. I will do that too.
I mean, I will do it if it's like this, if I'm desperate.
I know what you're saying. If you're getting like 10 showings in a day, yeah, you're not going to bother with
I'm not going to worry.
I was out the other Sunday and I was surprised that like half of the houses we looked at were actually like not cleaned. And I was just like,
oh yeah, well,
you really want to sell your house?
Have you seen the pictures that people put on their homes online?
We could have a whole show about
it's 2022 and they're still putting garbage pictures out. Okay, shoot your agent.
Well, we had the Rob and Ann show when we used to do picture of the week.
Yeah.
And, a lot of the agents
we can still
use
pull
their
them up.
Cell phone.
Yeah, we can still pull them up.
It looks like it's a BlackBerry and not an iPhone.
It just shows no confidence. That agent's just like, man, all right, I'll take the listing and then I'm just going to do the bare minimum. BS. Right. Don't do it. Don't ever do it.
I saw this one listing that every single room had clutter just all over the place. And I'm like, why would you even let them take pictures at that moment?
Why would you even list it? I would be like,
blows your mind.
Well, I'm desperate. Again, I put it all on the listing agent. You got a good listing agent. They're going to go in there and go, this reflects on me.
Right.
So I want to make sure I'll take the time. I'll even fork out the money as long as I get reimbursed to get it all taken care of. Let's get it done. Let's get it pretty. Yeah. And, hey, Mr. Sellers, Mrs. Seller, I'm going to make you, it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to come in here and make you some money. How about you? How do you feel about that? Yeah. I think the answer is cool.
Wow, this is the quietest anyone's ever been.
Yeah, but we got a lot of viewers. So.
We got a lot of viewers, but come on, folks. We're about to end, and I want some questions.
Well, what else you got here?
All right, I got two more little points in. I'm noticing that not as many multiple offers are happening.
For sure.
And then also no more waiving the appraisal contingency, which has been nice.
That's it. That's what I've been saying. That is hasta la vista, baby.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
All right, Bri, important to constantly declutter your home.
Yes. If you haven't used something in 12 months, you don't need it. Throw it away.
Hey, yeah, that
easier said than done, but
yeah, no, well, it's great advice though, and just it does do something for you to remove these mental shackles that items that you don't have any use for anymore.
I just went and purged. I mean, I spent a few days just purging. I'm selling a bunch of furniture. I'm going to be getting rid of things. Just purge. It feels good to purge.
Yeah. And you feel in a much better mental state. I know in my own home, if it's not all cluttered, you're like, you can breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have a home office,
is better.
Right? We all have home offices. You walk into that office and if it's like, I have a certain level of clutter that's okay because that means I'm probably busy and I've got a lot of things I'm going to get to. But there's the extra level that'll just make me like, boom. So it's the same thing with the home, the whole home.
All right, folks. I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Where do you want to go eat?
That's somewhere nearby.
All right. Any thoughts, Chris? What's your thoughts? Ooh.
I'm over here.
Isn't there a hippie kitchen place next to Honey Salt? What's that kitchen place next to Honey Salt besides the North Italia?
The what is it called? Oh my goodness, how am I forgetting the name of it? Yeah, it's right by me.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we can go to one of those places.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, folks. Food for thought. Any thoughts?
I think we've covered it all.
Surmise, Rob.
Check out my channel, Rob Howe Rockstar Realtor, because I have a lot to say about what I think is coming next on my Robnostication. If you think that we're going to crash, you might want to hear what I have to say. I just did a video on Lake Mead, which I did in your neighborhood. And I got a lot of good comments that I haven't been able to get back on. But the water shortage, it has been on a lot of people's minds. I did it over here in
I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't come say hi.
I know. Believe me, it was kind of like, let me just find a spot where there's a lot of water. Hurrying up. But so check that out. And
Flower Child.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes. You were
Have you eaten there?
Yeah.
Hippie place. Let's go eat there. Is it good?
Yeah, it's great.
All right. So then finally, you guys are perking up when we're about to head out. Sold my home in one day. I did a major declutter and depersonalized my home before pictures.
It's a must do. Look, I mean, unless you're in certain circumstances where maybe like people aren't healthy enough to deal with it. But even then, I'm going to try to get people in if you're comfortable with it. Just make that home clean, get it ready, clear countertops, things like that. It's easy.
All right.
Call us if you're selling your house. If you're buying a house, you're going to get a call from me.
Yep. Chris is my buyer's agent. So anytime if you don't get a call from me, then you will be getting a call from Chris. So don't be surprised if you hear from him and not me. He knows just as much as I do because I train my people well. No, I'm just kidding. But we're going to end this, folks. If you have any more comments, I've also posted a link to the full monthly market update report from the Las Vegas Realtors down in the description below. Make sure you like this video, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.
Rock on.
And do it peacefully.
Have a great week.
You're supposed to see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
All right. Better not mess it up next time.
If she invites me, I'll see you on the next one.
That's good.
All right, let's try it one more time.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching.
Rock on.
And do it peacefully.
And we'll see you next week.
Next week. Next one.
Next one.
Oh, well. Peace out, folks. I'm going to go eat.